Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Something a little different today. It's another cabin review. We're looking at Eurotraveller, both on the A320 and the A319. Basically I had to fly to Belfast and back in one day and flew on these two different planes in the same class. So I thought it would be a great chance to take a look at BA's kind of economy class within Europe, but also have a look at the differences between the A320 and the A319. The A319 being a much older plane, it'll be interesting to see what differences there are. Alright, let's get into it. So first things first, boarding the planes. What I will do throughout this video is just highlight on screen whether the footage we're looking at is of the A320 or the A319 to help keep it nice and clear for you. But what we'll see is basically these two planes in terms of their seat and their seat layout, both are 3-3. The seats are identical. There are more seats on the A320, it's a longer plane, but the actual seat that you're going to be sitting in is completely the same in terms of kind of comfort, size, all that sort of thing. There are some differences around the seat, which we'll get into shortly, but the actual seat itself is very, very similar. As well as kind of the general cabin, the kind of vibe in here, very much would be mistaken for thinking they were the same plane, to be fair. So now we're in our seat, let's take a look around, and as you can see above us, we have quite a standard layout with the lighting, the seatbelt sign, the no smoking sign, buttons to get flight attendants' attention, and also positional air. These are incredibly similar on both planes, almost identical. There is this extra area that we'll explore very soon. You'll see what that does. In terms of the seats, on the A320 we did have Wi-Fi and we did have USB ports. These USB ports didn't actually work, they were broken, but the thought's there, I guess. And then you have the kind of basic drop-down tray table. Mine was dirty, which is always great, but this is quite a kind of flight that's going back and forth an awful lot. On the A319, no Wi-Fi, no USB ports. You still have a drop-down tray table, but it was definitely clear that this was obviously an older revision of the seats. Didn't have those extras, and the plane itself didn't have the Wi-Fi. Another thing that both planes decided to share was the fact the windows that we were sat next to were incredibly scratched up. It wasn't the case for all windows on the plane, but please comment down below if you know. How does this happen? How do the windows get this scratched up? Fortunately, it did mean that my takeoff and landing videos were not the best of quality, but they are still up on my channel if you are interested. So one thing the A319 had that the A320 didn't, these screens. Oh, who remembers flying long haul and this was the only screens that were available? You didn't have them in the back of your seats. You had to watch what was ever put on the screen. Ah, yes. Truly the glory days. Or maybe not. But on a short haul flight, where you wouldn't even normally get this anymore, this was actually a great little addition that I loved. I loved being able to watch the stats about how fast we were going, how high we were, where we were on the map, all those sorts of things. Kind of a nice addition. I wish they would bring these back, although I understand why not. In terms of leg room, very much the same on both planes. I'm 6 foot, so in terms of leg room there was none. But, it was only an hour flight. It wasn't that uncomfortable. Did also notice that the carpet was looking pretty stained. An old plane, sure, but maybe it's time for a refresh, BA. Maybe it's time to do something about this. Of course, as well, it wouldn't be a British Airways European flight without the bottle of water and the sour cream and chive pretzels. The snack we were given both coming from Heathrow and coming back. Always love this. Always just reminds me of flying, and it's a nice little extra as well that you obviously don't get on like budget airlines. It's nice to have a little snack and a little drink included. And that's kind of it, really. You see, you don't really get a whole lot. It is a very short flight. There's not a whole lot going on, but this is British Airways' European economy offering. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them down below and I will do my best to answer them. And as always, if you enjoy aviation content, if you enjoy travel vlogs, other tech content, please do check out my channel. Hit that subscribe button, as we will be doing plenty more aviation content this year. Lots more trips ahead for work, so lots more opportunities for videos. Alright then, I will see you later. Have a good day, and thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.